All right, so we're at war. We know that. Got the ship on there going from LA to wherever they're going to send it.
Trump says his action will help provide much needed support on the front lines.
This action will give them maximum flexibility to use the guard against the virus without having to worry about costs or liability. We're at war. In a true sense, we're at war, and we're fighting an invisible enemy.
More than a dozen states issuing lockdown measures to keep people safe and at home.
Yep, right now, there are more than 35,000 cases of COVID-19 in the nation. At least 471 people have died. And guys, that number has increased, but nothing like what we're seeing in Italy and nothing like what we have seen over in China. So
Let's go on with this. Of course, the Senate can't get their act together and pass something.
Of our colleagues on the other side.
Legislation has many problems. At the top of the list, it includes a large corporate bailout or significant shortfalls of money that our hospitals, states, cities, and medical workers.
So the Democrats are dragging their feet again. What a bunch of buttheads. Again, it's political fighting, even in a time of emergency. It just shows how corrupt the political situation is.
48-47, meaning 12 Democrats will have to cross the aisle to pass anything, and complicating it more, Speaker Pelosi now saying that the House will draft their own version of a rescue package. That means anything headed to the president's desk will have to be reconciled first. Guys?
Well, I tell you, Griff, thanks so much. It's going to be fascinating to see what takes place today because we're not going to get a vote, not in the morning. And we're going to watch the markets crash and probably pause. And then we're going to see Nancy Pelosi, who comes in and says, oh, yeah, I've been off all weekend, but I have my own plan. Really? How do you think the market's going to respond to that? And we talked about this last week on our show. The coronavirus is unprecedented in modern America. We have lawmakers getting it because they have to talk to each other closely. Now, if you want them to give their social distancing, they can do that, but they're not going to be able to fully function. So what happens is, as expected, either you're quarantined or in Rand Paul's case, you test positive. So you can't be left out of a vote. There's got to be a way to verify identification, whether it's FaceTime or Skype, and let these lawmakers vote because now it's a 47-47 test vote. Now you need 12 Democrats to pass anything. The American people gave the Republicans a 53 members in the Senate. They should be allowed to have their voice heard. And now we have a situation where it could be almost impossible maybe to pass anything because the Democrats really have a Speaker of the House who wants to come in and sign her name on this or, as some have said, tear it up in the face of the American people now instead of tearing it up just like she did the State of the Union with the president. Steve?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Brian, they are going to have a revote this morning at 9:45. So essentially, Mitch McConnell is daring Chuck Schumer to blow it up. So that's the plan right now. In the meantime, here is the President of the United States talking about how this bill, $2 trillion, will help everybody, particularly the worker.
To me, it's not very complicated. We have to help the worker. We have to save the companies. Because as soon as we're finished with this war, it's not a battle, it's a war. As soon as we're finished with this war, our country is going to bounce back like you've never seen before. But we have to get it to that position, and we have to make sure that those companies are whole, that they haven't been disbanded. Because if you do that, it's going to take much longer.
Anyhow, let's move on. I'm sick of the politics. They just screwy.
Of the administration's 15 days to flatten the curve to stop spreading this disease all over the country. It's going to involve personal responsibility, and it's going to involve some sacrifice. And, you know, I get it. You get it. What's your message to people out there right now?
Same message I've been given for 2 weeks. At the end of the day, it's up to us to stop this virus. Government can do a lot, but it can't do it all. As a matter of fact, at the end, it's going to be the American people that decide, yes, we're going to self-sacrifice. We're going to self-isolate. We're going to practice social distancing. We're going to take common steps, approaches to, and assume that everybody is positive. You do that, if you assume that everybody is a positive, including yourself, that means you're going to act a different way, and you're going to protect your loved ones, and then we can beat this virus. Unfortunately, that there are a lot of people, as this Saturday, last Saturday demonstrated, that they're just not getting the message, and they're going to do what they want, and for them, having a good time is more important than anything else. And so, unfortunately, I had to take the action I did late Saturday night and said, okay, enough. Nobody's going to go on the water, and we're, we have to do that in order to protect, the most vulnerable in our population. And so, really, at the end of the day, it's really about us. Let's protect ourselves, act responsibly, and we can beat this virus and beat it rather quickly.
All right, let's get on with this stuff. I think we have a lot of work to do.
And when you come inside, just wash your hands. I mean, smart measures.
Dr. Saphier, this is an email from Charles. Is an ultraviolet light a preventative action that can kill bacteria and viruses on household surfaces?
Yes, actually, UV light from your sun, from other things, that is a way that we sterilize things within the hospitals. And it does show coronavirus is susceptible to UV light. So UV light will kill some of the virus. That's why we're really looking forward to the summer months, having the sun out a bit more. But the hard part is if you're trying to do this on your own and it's not an approved device for UV light, then it's hard to say if you're really effectively sterilizing the area. But
We're going to end it here. So much going on. We are in a battle. We're a battle between Democrats and politicians and Republicans fighting over how the money's going to be spent. Crazy. Craziness. Instead of unity, we still have these great divisions. And it's going to get tougher. We need to get on these politicians, write them, tell them to knock it off, get this stuff passed, move forward, instead of fighting over how the money's spent. They're quit playing politics. It's Roger Mark for Billings, Montana. Good day.